So I have a huge love for Italy and everything that goes with it, especially the food. My favorite is risotto. It's so versatile and so easy once you get the hang of it. Back in the day, Italy made a good region for growing short grain rice because of the humidity and the abundance of land. Risotto itself, though, originated from Lombardy, which is a region in the northern part of Italy. The chief city is Milan. Milan is well known for saffron. The popular risotto alla Milanese was born. When I was in Italy a few years back, I ordered a risotto. I ordered a mushroom risotto and I asked for Parmesan. And the waiter got so angry with me, I was so embarrassed. He said, "You've ordered a mushroom risotto, not a Parmesan risotto." Anyway, he went and got me the Parmesan, which I was obviously very scared to use. But behind me, there was an American family who asked for ketchup, so I was off the hook. But just to be clear, today I am making a black pepper, thyme and Parmesan risotto. This recipe serves about 2 to 3 as a main course, a vegetarian main, or you can serve 4 to 5 people as a side, which I'll be serving as a side with pork chops for dinner tonight. What you need. You need 80 grams shaved Parmesan, also the rind. Keep the rind, it's packed with flavor. About half a medium onion. This is a whole medium onion. I'm just going to see how it goes. It's up to your taste. 250 grams risotto, 30 grams butter, 1 tablespoon chopped garlic, 1 tablespoon thyme pulled off the sprig, and then you also need a handful of thyme sprigs, 1/4 cup whole black peppercorn, and 150 ml of any white wine. I'm using some flat Prosecco. As we are doing the stock, we need 1 liter of water, and of course my glass of wine to keep me company. I remember back in the day when I was a CDP, my sous chef asked me to make a beetroot soup. I added salt and black pepper. He tasted it, he said, "You added black pepper, didn't you?" I says, "Remember, salt enhances the flavor, black pepper changes the flavor." It still tasted good, but we had to change the menu to say beetroot and black pepper. So remember that. Black pepper is a spice, treat it like one. So, to get our punchy stock, we're going to dry fry the black peppercorns as you would any other spice. Right, to dry fry, get your pot that you're going to be making the stock in on the heat with obviously nothing, it's dry frying. When it's hot, you're going to add the black peppercorns. You can hear them sizzling as much as something without oil can sizzle. That's the sound you want. You know the pan is hot enough, they're going to start to crack. Once they start crackling, make sure you don't burn the black pepper. You're going to add hot water straight to the pot. That's the sound you want to hear. So you're going to let this boil for about 3 minutes and then you're going to turn it down. Don't forget to add your thyme and your Parmesan rind. Once your stock is on, you can get a wide-based, heavy-based pan to cook your risotto. Okay, so our stock is now on a low heat. We're going to start the risotto. When your pan is hot, you're going to add some olive oil. You can cook in a mix of olive oil and butter. I prefer to add butter just before the rice, so to prevent it from burning. Start cooking the onions. Like I said, this is 1 whole onion. I would rather have half with my risotto. You're going to heat the oil up on a hot heat. As soon as your onions are in, turn it down. You don't want to burn them. You'll end up with black specks in your risotto, as well as obviously burnt onion, which we haven't flavored the risotto with, so we don't want to be in trouble. Fry until translucent. We're going to add the garlic after that. Okay, so back to the onions. They are cooked. We're now going to add the garlic, and I'm just going to add some butter in because you can never have enough butter. So your garlic goes in. I always have butter next to me when I cook. Again, up to you. This is about a heaped teaspoon. Get it in there. The rice now. I'm using arborio rice. You do get different types of short grain. Arborio is the easiest, so you might as well. Plus, it's the easiest to get as well, not just the easiest to cook. Make sure there is enough fat to fry the rice in. If not, if most of it's been absorbed by the onion or something, add more. you need some oil to fry the rice. I throw it in, and you're looking for the rice to be a bit translucent. The reason we fry the rice, 2 reasons. We want to create a shell almost around the grain so that as we're cooking the risotto, it holds its shape, doesn't become like mush. And secondly, it seals it a bit so it slowly releases the starch. The starch is what gives risotto its creaminess. So we want to encourage that. That's also the reason why we don't rinse the rice as you do many other rices. The only reason you rinse rice is to wash the starch off. Do not rinse this. We want the starch. Properly cooked risotto is extremely rich and very creamy even without adding cream. And that's the point. Like, that's what makes risotto a bit harder than just adding stock to rice. When you are frying your rice, make sure that the heat is turned back up and just keep a careful eye on it. Again, you obviously don't want to burn it. Now we're going to add some white wine. Put the heat back on high for this. Just pour all of your wine in. So with the risotto, you just need to add enough wine to cover the rice. You're going to turn the heat back down. We'll start adding the stock as soon as the wine is absorbed. This is so the alcohol is cooked out and then you don't end up with that harsh wine flavor. Rather have a glass of wine without rice in it. Okay, so the wine is nearly absorbed now. We're just going to drain the stock. It's a big black pepper smell, so I hope you are a fan. There are 3 important rules. Number 1, hot stock. Okay, you're going to add about half a cup at a time. I'm going half a cup because it's a small amount of rice. So pour in a little bit. So the reason it has to be hot, if you add a cold liquid, it's going to stop the cooking process. We want to create an even, long, slow cooking process, again, to get as much of that beautiful starch out as possible. The second rule, little by little, again, to slowly release the starch. If you add all of your stock, it's going to cook quicker. You might even need to add more liquid. So now you're going to be diluting the stock. Little by little, it will be worth it in the end. Third rule is mix often, not constantly. If you mix constantly, you again run the risk of breaking up the rice, which will give you risotto mush, which nobody wants. Right, so this is the last bit of stock I'm about to add. Once all the stock is in and absorbed, you're going to look for a wave effect. In Italian, it's called allonda, excuse the pronunciation. It means flowing in waves. That's how you know it's a good risotto. So as your risotto almost has absorbed all the liquid, just give it a taste. It should have the tiniest bit of crunch to it. Again, personal opinion. Okay, I like it a little bit al dente, but probably a little more cooked than the true Italian will have. Yeah, at this stage, turn it off. You can still see there is some liquid there, and that's the wave motion that we talk about. Okay, so this is the stage. You add your Parmesan and butter, some more butter. Up to you, like I said. So you're going to swirl that into the mix. Once you've added your cheese, that's when you taste for seasoning. You want to make sure you're not adding salt before the cheese, because obviously that can be salty and then you're going to have a salty risotto and there's nothing you can do about that. So that's it. Once that's in, I'm going to put the lid on, leave it for 3 minutes just to incorporate all the flavors together, and then we're going to serve it. So before we serve it, we're just going to check for seasoning now that our butter and cheese has been absorbed. I'm going to add some salt. Again, it's to your taste. And of course, I'm going to add more black pepper. Alright, so as a main, chuck it in a bowl. I'm going to add more Parmesan. Again, you don't have to. I just love cheese. And there's your Parmesan thyme and black pepper risotto.